Some slightly disturbing news, of course, is coming out both about London and the plans for the march and from Palestine, but also some positive news. The positive news first that there is a pause now in effect, and people from the northern part of Gaza can use humanitarian corridors to leave and go to the south. That is a positive. It's a first small step towards peace, and we need to build on that, I think. The more, and indeed, the other positive is the story from uh, Radio 4 this morning when Ben Jamal, the Palestine Solidarity Campaign Manager, the PSC, pointed out that actually Suella Braverman's posturing and attempts to block the march and to call it a hate march and to rally support against the police has done more to inflame and to expand the numbers of people who are heading towards London to join that march in solidarity for the Palestinians. And he says that the people want the right to protest, and that they don't want to get involved with preparations for the cenotaph ceremony tomorrow, and the route from the where's it, Hyde Park down to Nine Elms Lane, which seems a strange place to be ending on the south bank of the Thames. That neatly circumvents the whole area that would be used for the Remembrance Sunday commemoration. There's a whole exclusion zone effectively around the cenotaph, and there's a dispersal zone. I don't quite know what that means. It seems to include the whole of Soho, but the idea is that if people don't move on when they are told to do so, when they don't disperse, when they are encouraged to do so by the police, then they will leave themselves open to arrest. So I'm afraid there are options for disruption and worry. The other bad news for today is the news that the Al Shifa Hospital has run out of electricity and is badly exposed. That the people who are being treated there are very vulnerable and are in danger. And now is the time, I think, to encourage Israel specifically to open its gates and to admit the sick and the injured to an Israeli hospital where they can be properly treated. That would be the humanitarian thing. That would be the lead that we would want to see in any development in this conflict. That would be the positive lead, and I think, as I say, calling for a ceasefire is not going to happen. But calling for something quite specific, like the opening of the many gates around Gaza to allow for refugees to enter Israel, that would be a positive. And indeed, Netanyahu suggested it was not just one gate which would be opened, but more than one when he spoke to Rishi Sunak. Either this was just words to send an irrelevant prime minister back home, or to get something out of the way, or it had meaning. And I would want to hold Netanyahu to the gist of that press conference, and to push forward with that initiative, because that is something that could be realized. Inch by inch, progress can be made. But big slogans are just going to create a defiance, as indeed Suella Braverman has seen by her whipping up slogans about hate march and so on. I hope this march goes as peacefully as possible, and I I think calling for peace in Palestine is what everyone should do on all sides of this debate.